Hello.
Hey-o!
Hey, happy KOTG Tuesday.
Happy spring, everybody.
It is official.
And also, it is National Ag Day. So special thanks to the farmers, the ranchers, and the people taking care of us, growing us food. You know, it's like a good dedication to the craft. And, you know, they're vital for us. So appreciate them.
Sweet.
America needs farmers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Happy Ag Day. It's
Yeah.
a day for everything.
Earth
Uh-oh.
Day's
I love
coming
it.
up.
Oh, thank you.
$1.99 in the chat.
Hey-o.
$1.99. Thanks, LTZ, for your weekly donation. We appreciate it.
Hopefully that's a tax write-off for him, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is the happiest time of the year for lawn dads, right? Getting
Yeah, there's
excited for the season to start.
There's definitely been some good videos that people have posted, you know, and like, you know, the whole getting ready for spring and everything. So good job, fellas.
Yeah. Definitely seems a lot more active this last few days than it has been all winter, so that's great to see.
You. All right.
Well, so we're talking about spring, right? So let's get started with it, but let's all grab our glass and keep off the grass.
Monster. This late.
Yeah. Dude, I just walked in the door. Literally telling you, I just walked in the door like 20 minutes before the show started, if that. So
Flying in.
We're glad you made it. And I saw you said the tacos are gonna have to wait, so
yeah,
appreciate
it's all sitting on the stove over there, so I'll have to eat after the show.
Hey, some guys in the chat said, well, you might as well eat it while on the show.
Yeah, I thought about it, but
What's
the best way to do taco and turf.
Unless you're a messy eater, then you might want to wait.
So
Just when you smack them.
who's
What
gotten
episode we got?
outside? Ooh, episode 110?
So I've gotten outside, and it snowed this morning, or overnight, I guess. So yesterday was clear, and then today had a nice little thin layer of snow on the yard.
Okay.
So I'm kind of, it's, not quite there yet, but it's teasing a little bit. How about
But you
checked
finally, you got your soil test in finally that you can do when it's time, right?
Yeah, my
That finally
earthwork
came.
soil
Yeah.
test finally came, so I'm just waiting for, I guess,
The ground to thaw.
out a little bit so I can put the probe in it.
Ryan, have you checked your soil temps yet?
Yeah, we were like 43 or something a couple days ago, so
So you're close.
Okay, that's not
getting
too bad.
close. Yeah, it's again kind of right around the 40 mark, I would say, on average
Yeah,
right now.
for sure. But cool. Well,
We got a guest tonight, don't we?
I see
we
a
do.
fellow Iowan sitting in here with us. But
me.
yeah, Jason, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
welcome,
Appreciate
brother.
it. Yeah.
For those of you that didn't watch last week's show, we did a guest drawing for anyone that was in the chat that wanted to come on and join us. This is something that we did over the last couple of years. We do it about once a month. And so we're starting to bring that back into it as we're transitioning out of winter, which, typically the winter time is very, very heavy with our company guests. And now we'll kind of get back into our format, or kind of what we like to do is more topics and, doing some guys in the chat that want to join us, having them on once a month, and still working in some companies throughout the month as well. But starting to dive more into some topics and stuff like that as we go forward. But last week, Jason was fortunate enough, as we would say, you're fortunate enough to win that drawing and come on the show with us tonight and be our guest. So welcome. Like I said, fellow Iowans, it's good to see you on the show.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I do have to say, I think we've had less guests on than we have had Lawn of the Week winners, so it's definitely more of an elite club to be on the show. So, yeah, definitely.
Well, that's good because I haven't won Lawn of the Week yet. So,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, Bill.
I was actually just thinking about that, wondering.
So, Bill,
Yeah.
how would one go about winning Lawn of the Week?
Oh, yeah. So now that spring is here, some of us have already gotten outside and started laying stripes and having fun in the yard, cleaning up their edges and whatnot. So if you're outside already and you're posting pictures of your yard, use the hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. We all follow that hashtag, and we're checking out. It was kind of slow in the wintertime, which makes sense. We're kind of a cool season group here. We got our warm season folks, but you're just not as many of them out there. So it got quiet, but we're bringing it back now. So if you're getting outside, use that hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. We'll pick it. We'll talk about it on the show, highlight you. You'll get Propy, your choice of a 25-pound bag from Home Depot. Anything you can find on their website. It's their fossil or any ratio, greens grade, whatever, and they'll send that out to you. And then you turn on bracket rights, of course. So that's Lawn of the Week. Use the hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week, and we're watching. And we got a winner this week, so we're doing that now, or should we wait till later?
No, we gotta wait till later.
Yeah, okay. Let's wait till later.
Speaking of Lawn of the Week, though, where's the belt at? I think last time I remember seeing it was Girls' Lawn, and I don't know if I've seen it since then.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to get that chat going and figure out where that sucker's at, because
I think instead of Drunk On Guy making a vice president of the group, he needs to designate a belt finder of the group, and that's all their job is to track down the belt.
and
Put an Apple
keep
tag
it
on it.
Wrangler.
Keep it going, yeah.
an Apple tag. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, for
Then
some
can
of you
put it
guys
up in
that
the corner of the screen and track it.
Yeah, and for some of you guys that maybe have recently joined us in the last year or last 6 months or whatever, if you're kind of curious what we're talking about the belt. So I bet you almost 2 years ago, I don't even know what episode it was, that we had a
Lawn of the
Week
Week Club president here.
Keep going. Sorry.
but we had a belt that was created from one of the winners. Rudy Lawn Co. actually started that, and there's the belt there. And it was as you want it. You would get it. You would do a reel with it, do a couple videos with it, spend 3 or 4 days with it, and then you were passing it on to the next person. And there for the longest time, like every week, it was actually keeping up and stuff like that. And then at some point, we got really far behind with shipping and logistics, and maybe some people didn't know what to do with it or how it worked or whatnot, and it got pushed back quite a bit. And so now we are very, very, very far behind. There's probably about 30 winners who haven't got it yet. But it is kind of a fun tradition that if you get to win Lawn of the Week and you get the belt, you get to make some fun videos with it, as you can see there, the Drunk Lawn guy was doing. So if you get the belt, definitely make some videos, but don't forget to pass it on just as quick. So there you go.
Nice. What's the farthest the belt's been? Farthest destination?
Did it get to Hawaii?
Did it? I was going to say, I think Brad had.
Yeah.
Was he here?
I was trying to think if he got it out in Hawaii or not.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know if it went there or not. Yeah,
I think he's been coast to coast. But
yeah, it's been coast to coast for sure.
maybe
yeah.
Hawaii.
it's been to California. It's been to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Bill
been around.
Lawn had it.
Oh, he said he didn't get it yet.
So you didn't get it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
yeah, it was just kind of, there wasn't really any rules to it, but everyone, it was pretty fun. Like as it was going week after week after week after week, it was really, really cool. But yeah, now it seems like it's kind of lagging in who's getting it and stuff. So we got to fire that thing back up. We've actually talked about trying to get
Another one.
get another belt or get a couple belts going, but and then that way, we get them out there and everyone can make their content with it. But that one's kind of special with the original, how it was made and stuff like that. So
We might need to have that crew back on pretty soon. Just saying, we got some open dates.
yeah.
So, Jason, this is your first time on the show with us, I think, right?
It is, yep. I've tuned in many times.
But we've seen your lawn for a hot minute. You were in, weren't you in like our warm season contest or
I think you won something.
Didn't you?
No,
You've won something,
Stripe.
haven't you?
Memorial Stripe.
You know what? I won by default one time because somebody lived over there in Australia, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All
They
right.
won it over there and couldn't ship stuff internationally, so I won by default. Third place.
Was that the Memorial Stripe contest or something?
Yeah, I think so, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like we voted on YouTube.
Yeah.
My lawn doesn't stripe up very well, so I only enter.
I mean, I can see it behind you. It's looking pretty good. Wait, that's not current, is it?
No, that's
Hell no.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, no.
Those trees.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough.
That water might be frozen over, man.
Actually, it's not. The wind keeps the ice off of it, so it's been not frozen over for about a month. So yeah.
Does it freeze over in like December, January?
It does. Yep. Yeah. We have some people that live around there that like to go out there and ice fish.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, we got some big fish back there.
Nice. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your lawn size, grass type, kind of like what's your program and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So my headquarters is Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Well, Marion, Iowa, which is basically Cedar Rapids. It's 100% Kentucky bluegrass. It's probably maybe a 5-way blend by now. I started out, I didn't grow it by seed. I actually, when I built the house in 2019, I laid sod down. And then immediately once the roots started to take, that's when I started to go low. And then it probably was laid in October 2019. Then by that spring, I was mowing low. And then over the last couple of years, I aerate and dethatch and overseed like crazy. And now I have a 5-way blend. I got Bewitched, Sky, Mazama, and what else I got? I got some Midnight going on there, and there's one other one I can't remember what it is. So,
when you've overseeded, have you always done just a mono overseed, or like have you mixed them or bought a blend and then overseeded that way?
That's actually a good question, because I first started out doing a mix because I didn't want to maybe get heavy in one spot and miss the other spots and then have it not look right. So then I would overseed in the spring and then in the fall. So in the spring I would do one variety, and then in the fall I would do the other variety. So that way I could tell which one was going to take and which one wasn't taken. Gotcha. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So what's in the spring and the fall, what's the lowest you get your real mow down to?
I've been as low. I tried 1/2 inch one time, but my lawn's not perfectly flat. Although it might look like it in that picture, it's not. It's got a little bit of subtle wave to it. Mm-hmm. So a 1/2 inch is almost too low for me. I could go down to 5/8, but 3/4 of an inch is perfect for me. Yeah, that's where I usually maintain it.
And most like major league ball fields are an inch to 3/4 to an inch. So
right,
anything under that, you're getting down their golf course.
Yeah, it's fairway. It's pretty much fairway length. Yeah. It's awesome that you can see the undulation in that picture there off to the left there a little bit.
Oh sure, yeah.
It's great to throw. Like I have a 15-year-old daughter, and we'll play catch, and it's just great to field the ball off of it. Yeah.
What's your relationship like with your neighbor next door right there? And does he take care of his lawn?
He loves lawn. Well, he doesn't love lawn care as
much
as I do, but he does a good job. He's got a stripe. He's got a time master. He's got a striping kit to it. So he'll stripe up his lawn. But he's not a grass freak like we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what kind of reel mower do you use? I see that in the picture.
Yeah, so that there in the picture is a California trimmer. That's a nice mower for anybody that has a, that's not doing it professionally or wants to putt and green or anything like that. I highly recommend that California trimmer. It's great. I also have a Toro. What are they? The Greenmaster 1600. It's big. The thing
how wide is it?
26 inches, I think 26. It is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's nice, but so the difference between those is with the California trimmer, you kind of have like a throttle, so you can control the speed more. When you come to the end of the run, it's not once you engage it like the Toro, it just wants to go. You can let go of it, and it just goes on down the road. So
yeah,
anybody that wants to go low, I'd recommend California trimmer all the way. Yeah.
So have you done leveling in your backyard with sand or topsoil? Or
yeah, that's a great question too. I do. So I've done it twice now, maybe 2.5 times. The backyard gets it more. So I will aerate. So what do they call it? Aerification, when you aerate and then you top dress over it. So I do a lot of that. So when I aerate, I will remove the plugs. And then I just dump a bunch of sand. It's not a total sand mix. It's maybe like 70-30.
Okay.
I don't know.
You get it. You get it local.
I do. Yep.
Gotcha.
Just do a quarry nearby. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, sorry to change subjects, but so is that dormant grass behind yours? Do they have like warm season or what? Like
No, that's not dormant. That's unirrigated lawn. That's
in Iowa.
oh, so it's
Iowa.
dormant. So
Everybody
this
says
is
it's
summer.
easy to grow
Okay.
grass. It's not. It's not.
I just
easy
didn't
to
see
grow
many
grass.
trees. I didn't see many leaves on the trees. So
Yeah. Well, you know
it was
what?
like winter.
Hey,
That looks like
actually
it could be a
good question.
current one now.
So last year for us, the summer was dry. Well, we had a wet summer, like early summer, and then it got super dry. And then we had a little bit of a spurt, maybe a few weeks of wetness, and then the fall was just completely dry. So that's a mix of going dormant and just being just dry.
See, no lawns really go dormant like that around me, even though I'm really dormant still. But like no lawns like go, paper sack brown.
Right. I'm trying to think when this was. This might have been.
It's got to be spring or fall.
It's fall. It's last year for sure. Maybe October. It was toward the end there. Yeah.
So, would you say Zach was showing some pictures of your front, like when you go out to mow and you want to show off and all that stuff.
Yep.
Are you more of the front yard or the backyard?
I used to be all front yard. It all depends on the sun angle too. So the front yard.
Yeah.
So my front yard faces west. So obviously in the evening time, depending on what time I'm mowing, the front yard is my go-to spot. But I could get some good stripes in the back too. I just have to be back there during the day taking pictures because the house casts a shadow on it once it gets about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Nice property for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
I love the backyard. Yeah, and the
I
little
like that
gazebo
little
patio.
what do you call it?
Pergola.
A pergola.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's actually it's a Canadian-based company, and they're called Toya Grid or Tojo. I don't know what it is. It's Toja, and you can buy those black brackets, and then you just have to buy the wood.
Oh, sweet.
From your local lumber yard or whatever.
It's basically like a kit.
Yeah, it's a kit. Yep, and they've come a long ways. They actually just got approved with their patent, I think, maybe within this past year, and so they have a bunch of different ways that you can. It's kind of modular in a way too, because you could just create your own design if you wanted to.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yep, and then the sunshade too. I mean, you don't have to have that on there, but I think I got a deal on that red one. It was on sale for like 60% off or something like that. So I tried it out. So it just stayed on there all fall.
Yeah, that makes it pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And it could go on the side there too. You can get other ones that you can hang from the side if you wanted some privacy. Or we watched movies out there too where you could put the screen up and project a movie up on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like looking at that picture that you just had up, Zach, like both your neighbors actually look like they do, they keep you on your toes.
They do. So the guy in the gray house, he mows. I bet he mows every 3 days. He mows more than me, it seems like sometimes. But he does good. He follows the contours there and stuff like that. So he does it differently every time. Yep.
That's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. So I also, I have my own lawn care business too. So I do a lot of fertilization. So I do both my neighbors here, and so everybody's yards are pretty green.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of, are you a liquid program? Do you use granular too, or what's your general backbone of your lawn care program?
I used to be all granular. I was on that Carbon X train for that 2 years it was out, or a year and a half out, and it was just super stuff. And then once that went away, I struggled to find a product. And then I met Andrew from Turf Titan at GIE one year.
God.
What was that? Was that a deer?
Turf Titans.
Yeah. And tried their product out I think it was the fall of 2020 or 2021 or something like that. I can't remember when it was. And then last year I was pretty much 95% all Turf Titan products. So liquid, I think late fall I might have applied a granular just for a slow release through the winter time. So yeah, I guess I'm mostly liquid now. I think liquid's also easier too with short turf grass. It gets it down into the root zone quicker. I guess if you had real thick, lush, thicker grass, longer grass, I don't know. In my opinion, it might not get down into the soil more, but
Sure.
It's just my opinion.
Olee, do you notice the difference between like any of the liquids you use versus the granular you use with having, 4-inch fescue?
Well, most people who mow low is because they don't want preels, and chewing it up with the reel mower. I got plenty of, turf for it to disappear, but damn it. But with the, the liquid, it just reacts quicker, especially if you're melting like some ammonium sulfate or something. You just get a quicker effect.
Do you find it, Olee, that do you feel that it lasts longer? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Use that liquid to make it last longer.
Yeah. I feel like I have to reapply it all.
Normally when you do,
I already let you slide a couple
liquid, normally when you do a foliar feed, you're only like quarter to a half a pound at max. So yeah, it's more intervals.
Actually, yeah, like a lot of the liquids, like when I do the math on them, they're like 0.1 or 0.15. Like it's really, really hard to get, anything above like 0.25 with a foliar application. So you're almost applying every week or every other week just to kind of take. I mean, when you calendar it out, just to get in your pounds that you're going to need, you almost have to apply it every other week just to get through the season with it.
Yep, and that's pretty much what I do. Every other week I'm spraying something with a little bit of nitrogen in it, or that Lawn Commander has a 2003 or something. Yeah. So that's at least once a month for me. Yeah.
What about like micro? Do you do any micronutrient applications or any humic acid?
Yeah. So I always say humic acid's my secret weapon. I apply, back to your question, whether or not I apply granular or liquid, I do get this, it's from Live Earth. It's that humic acid. It's a soil amendment or something. I think Connor, he sells it on his website. Anyways, I can get it in Des Moines at a local feed store.
Nice.
I will apply that heavy twice a year too. And that's full of humic and stuff like that. So a lot of the Turf Titan products also have humic acid in there, like their sea kelper.
Sure.
I'll apply that all the time. Super heavy too.
Yeah, I used that last summer a couple times. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, when it's hot out and stuff like that, it works like, I kind of look at it like a vitamin, like if you take a daily vitamin, that's what I consider humic acid or sea kelp to my lawn,
I
some
did.
people. Oh, go ahead.
What was it? Say SLS sent out their Sea Hume last year, so I tried that and I liked it. So I'm using that again. But I got the gallon jugs, and I'm gonna try to do maybe every 4 weeks do an application of that in my yard. See what that does.
Yeah, go heavy. Go heavy with it too, because I don't think you can burn up the grass with the humic and you can apply too much of it.
I figured it'd be a good thing to try leading up. I mean, I got a few things in my little tool basket I'm trying new this year, or more so, to see if I can help kind of the lawn get through summer better. It always struggles here, even though it's I have irrigation, but anyway, so I have a couple of new things. So that's kind of a fun. I'm excited about now that spring's here. Once things warm up. But yeah,
another thing I find out. Go ahead.
No, yeah,
Yeah, when I use humic humic based products too. I find my turf gets thicker. Seems like it's more kind of a darker green color, and it's also thicker versus when I don't use it. I don't know if anybody else experiences that or not.
Yeah, and I'd like to see some science or whatever about humic, and like maybe geographically if there's different regions where it responds better than other regions. Because like I said, I'm in Iowa, you're in Iowa, and I've had good responses to my lawn every time I use it, or maybe it's the KB, the Kentucky Blue. I don't know, but I've always said, like, every time I put it down, I notice a good response. And to your point, yeah, it's almost like it gets healthier, gets better color, just kind of responds a little bit better to everything that's going on. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's our climate, or maybe it's the type of grass. But I know a lot of people kind of bash humic and whatnot, but I use it and I like it, and I think it has a good response to my lawn. So
yeah, it works for me. I mean, I don't discourage anybody from not trying something. I mean, if it works for you, that's great. Keep doing it.
No, I agree.
Mix in a little molasses.
Oh, doesn't that attract armyworms?
No, sir.
Not anymore.
No. Yeah. So
who's mowed this year? Olee?
Several, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've been out there for a minute.
I saw
already.
I saw Ultralawn out today applying some pre-emergent here in town.
Really, have you checked your soil temps?
I have not.
I checked mine like Saturday. It was 27 degrees.
Ooh.
I dropped like 5 degrees in the last like 2 weeks.
I wonder what it's been like I guess yesterday and today. So I don't know.
We've dropped back down into the 40s. We had like a few days of the mid 50s, which got me all like excited. And then I was like, oh, that's that fall spring. So
yeah,
we're not warm yet.
So Olee, what's going on with this spot right here?
Hopefully I can get through this. That is where I have some Poatriv right in the middle. You see the limey it is?
Mm-hmm.
And Poatriv, I should have took care of that last year. And the thing about it is Poatriv is limey. It will go dormant once it heats up a little bit if you don't take care of it. But when it pops back, when it cools off, it will be larger because it spreads under the ground. So then that's Poana, which has seed heads. That's a different butthole. And what I've done there is I've only got maybe 6 plants through the whole yard. I've really got it clean. I'm really proud of how clean it is as far as Poana. So what I'm doing there is just cutting the seed heads off, putting that Ziploc bag, and it's going to the trash. It's going to germinate somewhere else or suffocate in that bag, but it's not going to germinate here no more. And then that is where I had some bad spots that I killed, and I'm trying to push the growth to get level with the rest of the turf. That's over the last rock that I had covered. So just trying to get all that equal.
And when did you hit that spot? Was that last fall, or how long ago was that?
I sprayed that, I think March, beginning of March or whatever.
Oh, this month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been super pretty until the last week. And then we've been in the 20s, which has got me sick as a dog because we've been 70, 77. I mean, we've been, hot. And then it just turned around and got cold. And it's made me sick as a dog. But anyway, with that Poatriv, I sprayed it. And then that's where you go into them other spots where it's more brown. So the Poatriv is dying right there. You can see it right in the middle. But I won't spray like that no more because I've hurt so much fescue all around it. When you crack the backpack sprayers under pressure, now I've got that little weeder that's got the sponge on it. If I have any in the future, I'll use that weeder with the sponge, and I will concentrate on just that plant, not taking out all that fescue that's already mature. So that really sucks right there because that's probably like 20 inches by 20 inches.
Yeah.
So But you can see right in the middle.
I mean, the grass is so sexy around it, though. I mean, you get those spots repaired and you'll be fine. Yeah.
Olee's at your house or the shop?
That's at the house because the 60-inch stripes. Now the other ones at the shop where it's got the diamonds.
Yeah, that looks real nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do that funky diamond pattern, but it's too many passes, so I don't think I'll try it. But that thing right there is going to be pretty cool. Like, even when you got, say, weeds in the driveway, in the cracks of the driveway, I normally take a piece of cardboard and put it to where it can't spray over into turf, and then use the backpack sprayer to come up to it, but then it drips off the cardboard. Mm-hmm. Now with this thing, it's a no drip type sponge. I'm going to use that, in the beds, just go around and, dab, just go around, pop stuff that's unwanted. Or you can go ahead.
How do you load it up? Like, do you soak it?
It's got up there on the end, it's got a cap on it.
Oh, so you pour it down the tube?
Yes, sir.
So it's like a beer. It's like a beer bong for like your weeds.
Yeah, sort of a shotgun type situation.
It's like that tip soft. It's a sponge.
A soft tip.
It's a damn it. Laughing and coughing don't work. Yeah, it is hard as a damn brick right this minute. Once I use it, I'll let you know if it softens up. But right this minute, it's you can knock somebody out with it. But he's the fella that sold that to me said that once you get the liquid in there, it softens up, and it's a no drip type thing. They do a lot of agriculture stuff with those sponges in fields because the weeds are normally taller than the produce, and they go by with them sponges, and they got tons of them. They just wick them and then take it out. But
so you can just kind of rub up against it and wipe it or something, and then it'll
just
get
like that. Yes, sir.
ASMR right there.
Yeah, I didn't know it would do that.
They've got another one it's an L shape, and it looks more like a mop in a way. And it would be ideal with 2,4-D, go around to wild garlic and other plants that outgrow the turf. And you could just go by and just, wipe across top of them instead of spraying such a big old, like I say, when you get near certain things, depending on what you're spraying, near certain ornaments or certain flowers, when you crack the backpack sprayer, it's under such a PSI, it just and it goes every which way.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see how it works for you. That'd be interesting.
It's got more control to it,
works well.
Especially on a windy day.
Yeah. We're going to get some good rain this week. I don't know about you, Nate or Zach, but we got it's supposed to be up to 70, I think, tomorrow, but cloudy and wet. So hopefully all the stuff I put down will get nice and watered in.
Would you put down?
I did so it's been a couple weeks now, but I did the Milorganite and the prodiamine, and then last weekend I did all my gypsum, so that should get watered down in now leading up into hopefully my first mow, maybe April. The grass is tall, so it definitely could use a cut, but it's just not it hasn't been warm enough, or it's going to be too wet. So maybe by the 1st of April, I'm thinking I'd get my first mow in.
Cool.
Hopefully.
Has anybody seen POA? Because I kind of feel like mine's starting to green up now, so I can't tell yet, but seeing Olee's pictures kind of makes me think, yeah, I got to start looking because I'll probably do something similar.
Yeah, I see it in my turf now, just walking around in the wintertime. With that, another benefit of having shortcut turf is, you can see that coming through pretty quickly because it's not uniform with that dark green Kentucky bluegrass. So once you start seeing the difference, then you could pull that up too, and you could just pull it out and get the whole roots coming out with it. So
that's nice.
And I'm seeing it now, and I just walk around my lawn almost every day. Just pull here, pull there, eventually eventually it all comes out.
Yeah, it's hard to pull it when you got a big one though.
Yep.
So you can't really hit the whole you can't hit all the land with just walking.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little therapeutic, right? A little relaxing to go around there, and as long as it's not too many and frustrating.
Yeah, no. Here and there for me. Yeah. I don't think you can totally wipe it out as soon as you. I mean, it's going to be there regardless. I think. I don't know.
The bad thing about the Poena, it's got such a root system and it's shallow.
Yep.
That when you do pull it, you get a lot of divots.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So are you just pulling it with your hands, or do you have a tool that you pull it up with?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just pull it up with my hands. I should do a video on it. I think I got some footage of me doing it. You know, even when I mow, you know, I can tell the difference, you know, from the Kentucky bluegrass from something that's totally different. And then I'll stop the mower and I'll pick it up. I have to go through and maybe I'll do a little reel of it or something like that. I always pick it.
It's definitely a different color.
Yeah. And like what you said, you know, the roots system's so shallow. It's almost like if you pulled out a shrub, you know, from landscaping or something, you know, the root ball. I mean, that's how POA is, you know, when you pull it out.
Yeah.
I'll have to start looking around. I don't think most stuff's warm up yet.
Yeah.
Jason, you get you know, like the unmaintained area behind you around that pond. Do you get a lot of weeds that creep in from that?
I get clover here and there, but I'll just spot spray that stuff. I don't do a lot of weed control. My weed control is me pulling it. I can see a weed coming quicker than what you can with your lawn, you know, just because of the height difference. But obviously, you know, you're not going to go through there and pick every clover out of there. So I will spray that. Dandelions, I don't see a lot. So back in the untreated area there, a ton of dandelions, but I don't see much. And I don't know if that's just because I mow shorter. I don't know. Yeah. But I will spray back there myself though sometimes. Yeah.
Do you use pre-emergent at all?
Yes and no. I'm not consistent with it. You know, if I have access to it or whatever, I will. I think this year I'm going to try the liquid form, you know, where you pre-mix it, you know.
Sure.
I've never tried that before, so I'm going to try that. Yeah.
I think if I remember right, I don't think like prodiamine necessarily gets rid of or prevents dandelions. I don't think that's one that it covers. But when I used it at the rental property, I did put prodiamine down on the part that was the property, and then there was a field next to it that was just like mowed by a commercial company, and there was dandelions everywhere, and there was none on my side. I don't know if it's because the grass was just thicker and healthier, or if maybe because it was irrigated or you know, aerated. It had, you know, they didn't grow there as much, but it definitely minimized in some way, somehow, the amount of dandelions in my yard. It doesn't make sense that they wouldn't both be there unless I had some effect.
I live in a newer neighborhood too, and even just thinking of everybody else's lawns. I mean, we get a ton. I mean, around the pond, that area is not treated with anything, any weed control or anything like that. I mean, in the hot summer, I mean, you're going to get your crabgrass no matter what if it's untreated. But as far as dandelions, I don't see a lot of people getting them. But maybe that's just because it's new neighborhood, thick sod.
If you're in a neighborhood that everyone in the whole neighborhood, like, you know, has a treatment plan. But I mean, like if you have, let's say 10 houses in my neighborhood and 3 of them have a company and the rest say, hey, I don't give a crap, then you're probably going to get them.
Yeah.
Something to watch out for, possibly. Yeah.
Right.
So For the Dirt brought up an interesting, maybe it's a myth, but maybe a question is, when you're pulling a weed, you could potentially expose more weed seeds from the soil under it. How do you guys feel about that? Have you guys, when you pull up the weed, do you feel like you're going to cause more weeds to grow in and around it? Maybe shook it off a little bit or something? And
don't want to bust the nut. That's for sure on the nut sedge.
I was gonna say that's the only one that I've heard of where there's a potential.
But I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that theory though from other people before.
Well, anytime that you disturb the soil, you possibly can bring whatever's in the soil closer to daylight, and it will germinate. Yes. And also, if you pull it and then it's a bare spot and you don't have turf covering that bare spot back up, anytime you got bare soil that the sunlight can reach, it's game on for germination of unwanted crap.
Yeah, that would be my thought. Is like you're not going to like release more, but if it's a big bare spot now where the dirt's kind of been disturbed and you kick stuff up, it's going to get warm, it's going to get some sun. Whereas if grass were there, it would outcompete. Nothing would actually germinate.
Yeah, like weed seeds blown in the wind, right? Things blown around
Yeah,
the wind
it's
in
an
that bare
opportunity.
spot.
Yeah.
So, if you already don't have a lot of weed pressure, you could just keep an eye on it as you're mowing, and if you do happen to notice a very small thing, you pop that one out too and keep going. If it gets as different if it's like a giant thing or if your entire yard has all these divots now from pulling all these weeds. But
Yeah, it depends on how long how
I
big
just
you
hand
let
pull
the
it and let the mower chop it up when I'm done. Like I'm not worried unless it's nuts edge. That's the one where people have said that it's got little things that pop out. I don't know. I haven't looked at
Nuts?
it.
Yeah, they say if you pull it out, it leaves the nuts in the ground, and then
you'll get
roots
5 more
sprout.
the next year or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one you got to spray. So those are the ones I make sure to spray. But the rest of them, I think if you're out there mowing often enough, there's probably so small you can hand pull them without any consequence.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I get nut sedge every once in a while too. I just pull it. It comes back, yes, but I've tried spraying it even with what's that
I've used the sledgehammer stuff and that works pretty well for me.
Yeah, how long does it take though? Does it turn yellow before it dies off, or?
I think so. Yeah, I'm partially colorblind, but yeah, I think it gets more pale or bright in color before
Right.
it kind of.
I used that
withers.
little Vixen last year, and I had some good luck with that. You sprinkle it on.
Yeah. I'm just not a patient person, so
Yeah.
the next day, I'll just pull it all day. That's me though.
Yeah. No, I probably would if I could.
Getting too old.
All day.
Getting too old, can't last all day.
No, I mean I would. I'd do everything by hand if I could.
So who's got any like big plans for the spring? Is anyone doing any big projects, or is
I have to say, I'm super jealous of you guys already talking about this because, that was my yard that just got pulled up. This is the first time I've actually seen my front yard since probably December, November when it started snowing, because it seemed like every time it got, rain or it just got warm enough to melt the snow, another storm came in the next day or whatever. So I do see some stuff around the curb, obviously, from shoveling the snow and piling it up on the edge of the grass and stuff. And so I need to get out there and kind of rake it up and stuff. But, my temperatures, I just looked on my app for like the next 10 days. We're looking at, low 40s, high 30s. So I'm not even getting close to 70. You guys are talking about 70 degrees. So, Lawn Assassin was talking about snow mold. I don't actually see. I mean, there may be a spot or two that I suspect has maybe some snow mold on it, but I didn't have as much on there that I thought that I would have, being covered up so much. I usually do like a 2-inch cut, maybe 2.5-inch cut on my grass right before the winter hits. So I try to keep it fairly low, so there's not a lot of layover and stuff that could help cause the mold. But yeah, no, I'm kind of jealous that everybody's talking about plans and already throwing out stuff on the grass because I'm a little bit ways away from that.
Man, how do you not get depressed as all get out?
Good.
I'd be so depressed.
This Tuesdays is what keeps me going on.
Yeah, that's right. You got the Tuesdays. Everybody talking about. I got all your guys' pictures I get to look at. But there's fun stuff to do in the snow as well. So it's just kind of a different season.
And you can't make but so many snow angels.
Yeah, snowmen, snow angels. Yeah, I definitely this year was very taxing on shoveling the driveway all the time too, and sidewalks and stuff. So might have to look at if this keeps up, doing a snow blower or something next year.
Did you say you still have snow on the ground right now?
No. It just this morning there was a little a dusting of snow, a little bit of coverage on it, but it's melted since this morning. But we have it in the forecast till Friday. We have snow and rain forecasted all the way until Friday this week. So who knows? who knows what will be on there. I'm
Are you the
grateful
type-
for the.
Are you the type of guy that once you get that snow pile at the end of your driveway and once it starts warming up, you start knocking that snow pile down?
I
Faster?
kind of, yeah, I mean, it's faster. I try to kind of push it towards my tree that's on the little park strip and stuff to keep it watered and keep it, throughout the winter, keep as much water going into it as I can.
Yeah.
I also tried to kind of push it down onto the street edge, just because the way my house faces, it's north facing, and so the sun goes through my backyard.
Yeah.
And so the front yard barely gets any sun through the winter, and that's why the snow stays on there for so long as well. So I try to push it down and out of the way as well, because it'll melt on the street faster than it will on the edges of the driveway. So I try not to pile it up so much on the front. I push it down and kind of off to the sides of the park strip and stuff.
Does it? I think this is what you're asking, Jason. But does anyone else, like when you get the snow and you get the piles and all that, and then you get to spring and it starts melting? Does anyone else go out with a shovel to those piles and start like
Spread it.
flinging it all out in the middle of your yard? And like in my mind, I'm like,
the street, everything.
like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I got to spread this out. Like I got to water the yard. And so, yeah, like I guarantee my neighbors are like, what in the hell are you doing? Because
I'm out there with the rake sometimes, raking it out, smoothing it out so it melts a lot faster.
Yeah. I spread it. I'll sit there and fling it out through all the whole yard. And like if you drive by, you can just see this like random, like all these like it looks funnier and crap when you see it. But yeah, I do that all the time. Does anyone else do that?
No.
Dang. Bill?
I don't really have a big pile though. Like I don't have like one big pile.
Oh yeah.
I just I kind of blow it all over, so like it's not one big pile.
Can you hear me now?
Sounds like a messy job.
Yeah, here.
We didn't get enough snow this year. I had like 2 light dustings, and that's about it. I was, thoroughly disappointed. But now that spring's here, I'm sure we'll get some snow in late March, early April. It seems to always happen. You get that one weird one, but then it's gone the next day. So, yeah.
Bill, you've already been, from what I've seen your videos, you've already kind of started throwing some stuff down.
Heck yeah. I mean, early, probably a little bit on the early side, but we had some really nice days there a couple weeks back. And I was like, okay, things are moving and shaking. And even in years past, early spring is when things started to warm up. But now it's gotten cold again. It'll be there. It'll be ready when I can finally get out there and mow. I'm hoping here within the next couple of weeks. It's warming up. We're getting some rain. Hopefully it'll dry, get some sun. My birthday is in April, at the beginning of April. So I want to get my first mow in at least for my birthday. 40 is a big deal. And I want to be outside the yard for that one.
Make sure you're still alive, right?
Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed for some sunshine.
Now, are you guys planning to put a lot of nitrogen down here at the beginning of spring, or did you put enough down, do you think, before winter that you're just going to wait for the spring flush? Anybody have plans for that?
I'm doing some Pro-Pete. Yeah.
You're going to put Pro-Pete down? What NPK?
I haven't done the math yet, but I'm both low in phosphorus and potassium. So something, I think I have a bag of the 1358. I might do that.
7414.
Yeah, that was another one
7414.
too. I don't know which is the other one. I have to go back and look at my little stockpile of what I got.
Olee, do those both have iron or just the 7414?
All of them have some iron, but it's so minimum. It's not, on the label.
Yeah.
The one that actually has enough iron to put on the label is the 7414. But you get good color from the ammonium sulfate that's in all the other NPKs.
Yeah.
I was pretty pumped. I think I used it 2 years ago and I really liked it.
But I'm going to go easy on the nitrogen brine because when I get the spring flush here, I can't keep up, with mowing now. Once it starts coming, once it starts getting into the spring flush, I mean, it grows like mad.
Once you miss a couple mows, you can start getting into some problems too. Because like that's what I did last year. I'd miss 2 mows, and then I would be like screwed for a minute. I'd either have to get all my clippings bagged up somehow, or keep mowing, keep chopping them up. But
Yeah,
Olee,
I'm gonna
when's
try to prevent that this year. I'm gonna try to stick to mowing. That's that's like my main goal, is just to mow every 3 days. I'm gonna try to stick to that.
Good goal.
It'd look good if you did, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olee, when's your spring like flush kind of hit? I mean, obviously you're gonna be a lot earlier than most of us here.
I couldn't
looking-
tell you. This weather's so damn crazy. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't know, man.
I figured you were getting there real soon, actually.
I mean, the first time I mowed was weeks ago. It was already probably 8 inches tall, and I went out at 375, thinking, hey, I'm gonna get out here at 375 and keep it. I want to keep it at 3.5, but it's just impossible here. I've been mowing the shop at 3 inches just because I'm there every day, and it's a whole lot easier to go mow 4,000 square feet right quick. It takes 15, 16 minutes. But
Yeah, that pattern there is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good.
I like it, and I want to do it at home, but man, it's just
Lattice.
a lot of traffic. It's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
So
You're just doing every other mow, aren't you? Like you used to do your one diagonal one day, then the next time you're doing the other angle? Or are you
Well,
double mowing?
that right there, what I done there is the first time, mowed one direction. Damn it. And then the next day to the other side. And then the third mow, I actually ran those funky V's or whatever you want to call it. It's a funky pattern. I wish I didn't, but I used the permagreen over there to spray my weed control, and you can see all the permagreen tracks too, which sort of messes it up. But
Yeah. Well, I figured you just did diagonals one way, and then the next mow you did diagonals the other way, and it gives you kind of the same checkerboard pattern.
yeah, but if you look right down the middle, you can see a real strong pattern of, like, you go five blocks, you take a left, you go 5 blocks, you take a right. It's
Like a zigzag type?
it's got the the old
that's
school
crazy.
the old school windmills, like they were shaped like this, and as they twisted, they give you that shape. You know what I'm talking about? Like they were all together, they were straight blocks, but then they would twist.
Yeah.
That's what give me the idea. And it would look wicked after you done it twice and had it burn in, because it would be really dark coming back the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's a lot of traffic. I mean, it's just a lot of passes, and then it beats the turf up. And I'm like, I wanted to do it here at home, but man, it would take probably 4 hours. And I'm like, no.
I was watching that reel of yours where you do the single, double, single, and like it's so painful just watching you go back over that one. And I'm just like, I mean, I love the single, double, single pattern, but like I don't want to mow it, and it's just like, god damn, like like when you do it, it's just like you waste 30%
time. Yeah.
Oh, it's 30% of your time because you're just going over that single stripe so much. It's like, god dang. But I had commented on the guy that runs the Fenway Park of the Red Sox, and I was telling him like, hey, like please, like just do single, double, single once this year. Like that's all I want to see that on Fenway. And he actually replied, and he's like, "Oh, that's one of my favorite patterns. We're definitely going to do that this year." And I'm like, "That's
Nice.
Especially when you get single, double, singles in a diamond.
Yeah,
That's when they really look good.
Yeah, you did that last year, the year before. That's one of my favorite looks on a big lawn. You try and do that like on a smaller lawn, it just it just doesn't look as good. But yeah, it looks really good.
Man, Nate, I'm checking out your background right now,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that is going directly to the front steps, man, it is not straight. It is not straight, dude.
Oh,
You need to Photoshop that one.
Man,
better?
Hashtag keep them straight. Leaning over there.
yeah.
That might be
One too many bush lights.
I think this means it's about time for something.
We
is
should
this a
talk
calling sign?
about Lawn of the Week.
Hey.
It's spring, and we're bringing it back.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I got
Yeah,
stereo.
A
down
first-time winner this
both
week
ears.
for Lawn of the Week. Long-time viewer, long-time supporter. Furt in the dirt.
Well deserved.
Fur in the dirt. Congratulations. Welcome to
That's
the
a good
club.
jam.
Yeah, we don't need to lose
Here,
anything.
though. Congratulations, Bert, in the dirt.
Getting the season started. I've been seeing a lot of guys with their first mows looking good already. Start off the season. It's getting me excited. A little jealous.
Yeah, for the Dirt's been he's been tagging KOTG Lawn of the Week for the last few weeks, and his lawn is looking really good right now this time of year. So I want to give him a shout out and welcome him to the club because it's looking good, man.
Like, take that picture and look at the neighbors' lawns compared to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. That was that's what stood out, I think. The
And he's real mow.
contrast.
That's a real mow. I think.
Yep.
It's short for sure.
Comment your mower.
And he has a real mow too, so we figured. I'm sure Jason's going to make it in here pretty soon too. But some of the real mower Lawn of the Week guys are feeling kind of lonely because there's not very many of them. So we figured we'd get Furt in there, help him out a little bit.
I wonder how many real mowed lawns have won over Rotary.
We've had quite a few, but yeah, no, I don't know.
It's harder to stripe and keep the stripes. I mean, with like taller turf, I mean, you can stripe it one day and come back 2 days later and stripe it another direction, and you can't even tell the difference sometimes.
Yeah, you guys, your patterns
about
get kind of
that.
burnt in.
Before you see
It
it,
seems
yeah.
like.
It doesn't
lot
lay
of-
over as easily.
Yep, that too.
Yeah. Well, and I saw Furt in the Dirt on one of his pictures. He's got a striper
back of
Steve
his
kind
real
of thing
mower.
on there. Yeah, on the back
Yeah,
of
I
his real
saw
mower.
that.
Back of his real mower?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if that helped or
uh,
not. I don't know what his
lawn
height of cut
striper
is
back
either.
there.
So
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
I've got a McLean 20. Yeah.
McLean 20. Yeah.
How do you like that McLean Furt in the Dirt? Do you like that mower?
How
Yeah. He
how
might
big's your
need
mower
a,
too? How many square foot is that?
he might need the smaller prill from Pro Pete to make it
Yeah.
float, get down in there.
Little greens grade. Stuff that blows in the wind.
Yeah, be sure to claim your bag.
Looks like we got Lawn Freedom. That's his goal, is to join the Lawn of the Week club. I know it sounds like it's Jason's goal too. So hopefully we have
My goal, yep.
some new entries this year again.
Oh, I'm sure we will. At least a few.
Definitely.
It's always good to see the newer guys come out in the live rather than these two-time winners. You know what I mean? It's nice to win 2 times, but it's nicer to see the first timers.
Just being
1,500
here-
square feet.
Just being here tonight might make me go mow tomorrow.
Hey,
Yeah.
You start
have to be
hashtagging
slow.
next week, or
I don't have to be
hashtagging tomorrow. You're in the
Mow
room
my
tomorrow.
front yard.
weekend
Yeah.
starts Thursday. Yeah, buddy.
So for the Dirt's only 1,500 square feet. I thought I had the smallest lawn in the community, but I got him by 500 square feet, man. It's an extra 25%.
It's a good looking 1,500 though.
So
Keeps it
this
tight.
50-pound bag he's gonna get will last him all year.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It'd be good all year round.
Year.
Pick a good NPK, but I'll reach out to you for in the dirt in a little bit and find out what kind of NPK you want off of Home Depot's website. That's where Pro Pete sells it as well. So, congrats. Well, it sounds like half of us are ready for spring. The other half aren't quite yet ready for spring. So, it's kind of that mixed review. And Mother Nature's done some crazy stuff this year. But we're definitely blessed and grateful for the moisture that we are getting. So I'll take it where we can. And, I'll still have a good year, still have a good season. Probably a little bit shorter, but I think my grass is going to pop a little bit better now this year with all the moisture that we've gotten over the winter. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
There you go. All righty. What do you say?
Should we call it a night? Let's do
We're
it.
back.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining
Man,
us.
y'all
All
see
right.
Papa
Happy spring.
Moslow?
Olee needs to go to sleep. Rest that voice of yours, Olee.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Go Hawks.
Thank you, Jason, for joining as well.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Proud of me.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.